Asteroid impacts are tremendous events.
There are millions of objects out there that have never been tracked, never been plotted.
You have to think of this as cosmic roulette, right?
What are the odds of something like this happening?
The odds in the next century of a multi-megaton blast is about 30%. I don't think there's any other global scale catastrophe that we can prevent for the cost of building a freeway overpass. I mean, that's literally what it is. At some point, you know, the solar system's going to get you.
I'm asked by people I meet, wasn't it great to be part of Apollo? You must feel, you know, part of history, and that's absolutely true. But they also ask it in the form of, isn't that the most important thing you've done in your life? And I say, no, it's not. There's lots and lots of people who could have taken my place on Apollo. The thing that I value most, the thing where I am most proud of what I have done in my life, is not Apollo, but it is B612 Foundation and the work that we're doing here. Because this is literally extending survival of life on this planet. Millions of asteroids of the size that wipe out cities have hit the Earth in the last 4.5 billion years.
I'm going to show you 26 of them since 2000.
Since 2000?
Yes, including 8 that are at the size of Hiroshima or larger. So the whole name of the game is finding these asteroids and measuring their speed to within a millimeter per second. Okay? And that's what Sentinel will do. Our project, called Sentinel, is to launch a telescope, a space telescope, to catalog and track and make this map of all the asteroids in the inner part of the solar system. What it will do is orbit the sun, looking away, and map areas of the sky.
Sentinel relies on an infrared telescope. That's because asteroids glow at a certain wavelength, and we've built the telescope and the camera so that it just sees that wavelength.
And so we're able to develop the track of that object, and then we can calculate what the orbit for the object is, and that's how we can map it out into the future.
And we know where the big asteroids are, but below a certain size, we really have no idea.
Chelyabinsk destroyed something like 100,000 windows. This thing is entering the atmosphere at Mach 50. And the shockwave, this hypersonic shockwave, is tremendous. The thing that Chelyabinsk taught us is that it doesn't matter the pieces that hit the ground, it's the shockwave that does the damage.
Yeah.
It brings home the fact that these things happen all the time. 2 years ago, I was giving a tech talk at Google. Somebody I didn't recognize, he comes up to me afterwards and he says, so, well, how much would it cost to build a telescope to find those asteroids? I said, well, if the government contract was to build it, at least $1 billion, but I'll bet you if you could do it privately, oh, maybe 1/3 of that. He said to me, so you're telling me that if the people of San Francisco can raise, you know, $450 million to build a wing of an art museum, you can't raise less than that to save the world.
Wow.
There's 2 really interesting things about this project. Number 1, it is non-governmental. It's being done by a private organization, basically because the government isn't doing it and because we can. And number 2, we are funding it in a very interesting way.
I'll say it, and because the government can't and won't. He didn't say that.
Yeah. Fair enough. You just have to look at Washington to understand the situation there. And,
Right.
Doesn't pay off in 4 years.
even if it did.
Who knows anymore?
We're funding it philanthropically.
Can we nudge one towards Washington then?
If we could do that, I could raise this money in no time.